No problem.
don't.
We've started recording now, so don't
Yes.
say anything, you know.
Yeah.
That might
Thank
incriminate
you.
us later. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you manage to? Yeah, you did. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okie dokie. So Narita, let us know when we can.
Yeah,
kick off.
just wait one more second, I guess. I received an email. Somebody's saying that they're having issues logging in. So let's just wait for
Okay.
one more minute.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I guess Jais is also having
Do
an
you mind off my
issue now.
I'm the it's like going and there's another meeting in the room, so the Wi-Fi is fuzzy, I guess.
Is somebody saying something? I can't hear. I can't really hear.
We have three
Okay.
joiners there right now. I think it's Joanna, Rana, and Jace. And Jace was saying something, but it
It was
wasn't
breaking.
clear.
Yeah, I was saying I'm gonna turn off. I don't have enough Wi-Fi.
You can turn off your Wi-Fi?
No, turn off the camera.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. Yes. I guess it's already 2 o'clock, so why don't we start? Dora's joining us a bit later, I suppose. She's still trying to log in. So yeah, why don't we just start?
Sure, of course.
Sure, no problem. So how many new faculty do we have on already? Just so that we're aware.
We have
Narita, could
3
you-
at the moment.
Okay.
It was 2 more joining us. The other person couldn't join us because he's all the way in New York City at the moment. So that is why we need to record the session.
Okie dokie, no problem. Right, so good afternoon, everybody. Hope you are all firstly safe and well. Thank you very much for joining us today for the AUS ICT, Information Technology and Information Security orientation. I'm not sure how many of these sessions you've had already. I think there's been a few, and I guess we've got the after lunch slot. So I'm going to try my level best to make this more of a discussion. And really focused most time on questions that you might have that we can address. Firstly, just to introduce myself, my name is Zinat Ramzan, and I am the head of the project management office within IT. I report directly to David Blacklaws, the director of ICT and Information Security. And I'm joined today by my colleagues, Hadi and Vladimir, who are both IT specialists within the Educational Technology and Support Department within ICT. So without further ado, I will do a very quick introduction of the AUS ICT and Information Security Leadership Team. We are a significant team here within AUS. We're around 50 strong now, and we are comprised of 5 main departments, and each head or director reports into David Blacklaws, as you can see from the chart. Starting with, I think let's start from Nabil Amire, who will probably most likely be the main engagement point for yourselves in terms of IT support. Nabil's responsible for support and design of technology used to deliver AUS programs, including instructional design and all IT technical support. Nabil and his team are usually the first point of contact for any support-related queries, issues, concerns, or questions. I'd also add here that all training that is delivered to faculty and staff alike is under Nabil Amire's remit here at AUS. I'm then going to move from left to right now, back to myself. So as mentioned, I head up the IT Project Management Office, and I'm responsible for achieving better quality, consistency, structure, and oversight of all IT projects that either are led by IT or contain a significant requirement of IT resource time in order to deliver any major change project here at the American University of Sharjah. We then have Vijaya Alamasetti. He is the head of technology services. This is everything from infrastructure to networking and telecoms, really the backbone of IT, everything that we're able to do today, especially within these unprecedented circumstances, is really down to the the infrastructure that we have, and it's supported very heavily by Vijay and his team. I've already covered off Nabil. Then moving over to Rizwan Khan. Rizwan is the head of the applications and digital team, and really this is everything from business applications and everything in between. Really, one of the main applications that is looked after within this team is Banner. Banner is our sort of student information system, as well as I don't want to use too many technical terms in this presentation, but it is our ERP, so our finance system, HR. What would probably be most relevant to you will be the, being able to access your pay slips and look at your annual leaves and so on and so forth using Banner. So that's Rizwan. And then we've got Head of Information Security, Mr. Naji El Najumi, who's responsible for providing guidance and appropriate security controls to ultimately protect and safeguard the AUS information and data. That's a very high level kind of overview. We thought you might be interested to see what goes on behind the scenes, and who are the sort of the heads in each function. But as mentioned, Nabil really will be Nabil and his team really will be your key point of of liaison and contact. So educational technologies for faculty. When we were asked to conduct this orientation, there's lots and lots of applications that we have available within IT, a whole raft of them. But what we've tried to do is really cherry pick the ones that would be of most interest to you. As a new faculty member here at AUS. So starting off with iLearn. This is our learning management system here at the American University of Sharjah, and really facilitates all course management, online courses, assessments, assignments. Most likely your main port of call, the most used solution by our academic colleagues here at AUS. We then have Blackboard Collaborate, which is the tool that we're currently using for this particular orientation, and is the AUS web conferencing tool designed for education, which provides virtual classrooms and of course online meeting spaces as the one that we're on at the moment. Blackboard Collaborate has really been our go-to solution for the online environment that we're currently operating in and delivering classes online. We have a significant amount of training and supporting collateral material available widely for access, because Blackboard Collaborate really is the vehicle for delivering online education at the moment. We then have Google Drive, which is our file storage and synchronization service, allowing you to store your files and collaborate with your colleagues in a safe and secure manner. This is fully endorsed by the IT department and the Information Security Office also. One thing I should have mentioned at the start, which I didn't, is if you have any questions, please feel free to include them either in the chat feature within Blackboard Collaborate, or we'd be happy to take those towards the latter part of this very short presentation. And but please feel free to use the chat feature. We are moderating this session, so we will definitely come to your question and address it. So I'm going to move on. We then have a couple of more solutions that I'd just very like to touch on very quickly. Apps Anywhere, you know, is a higher ed specific kind of, if you're familiar with App Store, it's that type of software delivery platform that enables the community to access you know, academic software from a single you know, application. It's kind of a one-stop shop. And then last but by no means the least, there is a tool called Digital Measures, also known as Activity Insight, which is the institute-wide faculty, you know, assessment and reporting tool. I would like to, at this point, highlight that there are one-to-one sessions that will happen for Blackboard in terms of, you know, for yourselves as part of the orientation. So this is just a very quick run through. I wouldn't want anyone to think that, you know, this is what there is and then there's nothing to come, and, you know, how will you be trained and feel comfortable to use these tools? We're there, you know, we have a very robust and structured training team who are experienced at delivering this training, you know, very regularly. Please feel free to ask any questions in the chat as I move along. I'm now going to hand over to my colleague Hardy, who's really our go-to training you know, specialist within the educational technology and support team, who's going to talk a little bit more about training and, you know, specific training requirements that you may have and what kind of training we offer as part of the, you know, the training services here at AUS.
Thank you very much, Zeenat. Hi guys, so as Zeenat said there kindly, my name's Hadi and I'm one of our trainers that we have in our team in EdTech department, which you saw before on the previous slide, which is headed by Nabil. So we want to offer as much training as possible to our faculty and staff, just because we know that maybe in these times, especially when we're working online, software can be quite difficult to use or it can be quite difficult to get used to. So we've designed training one-to-one or group classes where we can just teach you guys on how to use not the basic tools, but also the advanced tools as well. So as we talked about before, it was iLearn. iLearn is something that you're going to be using every day. And iLearn is managed by Blackboard, the learning management system, and just some of the features that we have on there would kind of need getting used to if you've not used it before. So stuff like how do I design my course on iLearn? How do I, you know, manage assessments, online discussions? All that we give training for. Grade centers are quite important as well, or end of semester reports. There is guides, there's tutorials online on our ITFAQ website, which my other colleague Vlad will discuss after. But there's training all throughout the semester. Our aim is to provide training for all the resources that we have. And we have dedicated teams now that can allocate time, either if it's one-to-one, as I said before, in group settings, and, you know, just train you guys to be proficient in the software. Just moving down from those bullet points, we also give training for Blackboard Collaborate, the tool that we're using now. So I can see that nobody's using the chat feature, so you guys may not know if it's even there. So maybe you guys need training, I'm not sure, but hey ho. So we'll give training on how to use the system, how best can you use this Blackboard Collaborate for online classes, if you should need to do so, and just be proficient, as I said before. Going down again, we have the proctoring and online test software, which is powered by Respondus. So again, during these times, we may have to do exams online for our students. So what is the software to use and how best can we use that? So it's relatively new, so we need training for that, which is what we can provide for you guys. And then moving down, Panopto is our lecture recording software. So how can I record my lectures and publish that to my learning management system? That's what Panopto does for you. That's what we can train you for. And then following that, online collaboration tools. Right now, this is a collaboration tool, Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. Another one could be Google Meet. Google Drive, and all these different tools that we have that we can collaborate together online, we give training for. And then moving down, I'm not sure if you guys have been provided with tablets, if you're maybe at university or going there, but you'll be provided with tablets which you can use. And then again, as with everything with this slide, we provide training for that. I can just see that Jace found the chat room. It took him. Yeah, so you might need training. But so yeah, feel free to ask any questions there about any training requirements that you would need. Towards maybe the end of this month, we have a training profile which we compile of all the software that we will offer for the following year. So if there's a requirement there, just let us know in the chat, or maybe send an email to our service desk, which Vlad will now move on to in our next session. So Vlad, if you're there and you're still awake from my little boring slideshow there, take it away.
Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Vladimir Framazi, and I'm an IT specialist with the EdTech group. So, uh, first of all, I want to talk about your AUS accounts that you all have. Once you have once you have your account and you've changed your password and activated it, you'll be able to access all the services that both Zinat and Hadi was talking about. Why that's important is because for the first few things that we're going to talk about, teaching, learning, laboratories, and classrooms, this account will provide you access to each and every one of those. So we have several laboratories and classrooms in all our buildings and colleges. You will be able to access each of them with your account. Uh, Including Banner, of course. I think Zinat was talking about Banner as an ERP. You'd be able to access your and apply for leaves. This is where you put your final grades for your students at the end of each semester. This is where you are able to see your pay stubs. Uh, you will have access to all of this through Banner through your AUS account. Collaboration and video conferences. This is kind of important right now because of our current situation. So Hadi already spoke about this. We primarily use two services. One is Blackboard Collaborate, which we are already using right now. This is how you will normally have a digital classroom during this period. But we also have Google Meets, which is part of our G Suite services. You can access that through your email, and we will provide training for both of these services. Google Meets is more for when you require one-to-one or departmental group meetings for you to be able to see each other and speak from a distance. Network voice and telephony. These services are we provide them for all of you. You will have your extensions, and you will have voicemail box that will be configured per your extension. Residential IT services. Currently, we have minimal presence in physical presence in the university, but once you've moved into your residences on campus, you will have to schedule. So, if you require IT support at your home, you can schedule it through by emailing IT services at itservicedesk@aus.edu. Desktops, laptops, devices, and printing. We provide all of these devices to you on campus. And I think some of you are still outside campus and have spoken to my director, Mr. Nabil, and I think those are. I think there are some. He's going to provide or prepare a way for us to be able to give you all our services as much as possible right now. Research and computing services. We do have all these IT equipment that you will be able to access depending on the research that you will have. Technology training, mostly done by Hadi, who was just speaking about this. We will. This is just an initial training and orientation, but we will be providing more in-depth training. You're going to meet the rest of my team, my colleagues. They're going to provide one-to-one training for each of you, and more importantly, the iLearn training, which is important for distributing your classes and lessons. Software and applications, again, this was already covered. This is more for requesting softwares for both yourself and your students, specifically for providing your lessons. There, we wanted to let you know that Microsoft Office is something that we provide automatically with your AUS account, uh, ad- including, I think, Adobe and the entire suite that will be installed on your computers. We also provide departmental and event services, that which means that whenever you have an event, whether it's digital or on campus, we'll provide support for that as well. Security and compliance, everything that we do is goes through our infosec team through Naji, who's in charge of infosec. So we have all our policies documented as well. If anybody has any questions about this, you can put it on the chat, and or we can discuss this afterwards. Um, Lastly, this is uh, if you can see on the slide, we have this dedicated campus IT support on the ground floor of our student center. This is not operational yet, but soon will be. This is where anybody, student, staff, or faculty can come and bring their computers or any IT issues they have, and we can help them over here as well. Um, Useful IT contacts are our IT support our number, which is 065121 You can also contact us for the through the WhatsApp hotline when you're having problems on the fly during your classes. Um, there's a different number that we will provide you for the students. That way, when they're having problems connecting to you through your classes, they can also contact a group of us who will be able to support and remote to them and provide IT support for that. Email, just contact us through IT service desk, and we'll be able to funnel you to the correct IT team to be able to help you as quickly as possible. Everything that we have, we are constantly updating our ITFAQs to be able to assist you and provide all the information possible as well. Our support is 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Gulf Standard Time, and I think I've covered everything.
You have, Vlad. Thank you very much, Hadi and Vlad, for your contribution. As mentioned, we have really tried to not make this a sort of slide heavy orientation for IT, but what we would love is to have lots of questions and give us some grilling questions. We think we're well prepped, but this is a good time to test us. Hadi, do we have anything in the chat?
Nothing so far. I think that Grace has got one.
Okay. So I'm happy to read out Jace's question. I'm really looking forward to learning the features of Blackboard Collaborate, like splitting students into working subgroups during class and so on. Also for research, how to disseminate online studies to our student participant pool and how to upload behavioral tasks, not only surveys. When do you plan to do the one-on-one training? So I'm going to ask my colleague Hadi to take this one.
Yep, so we have a dedicated island. I'm guessing you're talking about island, which is what this would fall under, the learning management system. So we have two actually dedicated island specialists who literally day in, day out, they live, breathe island. So you would have to send an email to IT service desk, which you can see on your screen now under useful contacts, and just explain to them that you'd like training on this service, and then we can get a one-to-one session set with you, depending on your calendar. Also look out for group training. So HR at the start of the new semester will send out a schedule for the full year or the full semester, and they will just detail all the different sessions that we have. And if your sort of question or issue falls under that, just attend the session and we can get to it as soon as possible. But yeah, training's just an email away, honestly. Just email IT service desk, and we have a growing training team for any issues, so there's always a trainer there.
And I think another point that's very useful to note is the ITFAQ portal. It's on this slide, and I know Vlad's covered it, but I can't stress enough how useful and some of the feedback that we've had over the last few months in terms of it being a go-to one-stop shop for everything related to, you know, online learning. You know, we've got Blackboard, Banner, Google related, G Suite bits and bobs. That it's really quite quite a great space to be able to get your hands on, you know, the frequently asked question type of bits and bobs. But yeah, as Hardy's mentioned in the chat, one email address that you don't want to forget, you want to save somewhere in your phone, your laptop, and you know, probably written on a note paper as well, is itservicedesk@aus.edu. This is the, you know, the way to get in touch with us.
If
Sorry,
I could
and
just
just
if I could add to that, sorry, before you start, Vlad, just in conjunction to what Zinat just said, it's probably best to add our WhatsApp number as well, just to your phone, just in case. WhatsApp seems to be the go-to for a lot of people nowadays, so maybe as well as saving the email, have our WhatsApp saved as well, and just when you're in a hurry or you need to get an issue solved, just contact the WhatsApp, and then there's always somebody on the other end to, you know, respond and see what the deal is with any issues.
all right.
Yep, go
Okay.
ahead, Vlad.
In addition to what both Hadi and Zinat was saying, to answer Jace, when do you plan to do the one-on-one trainings? Apart from all the trainings we will be giving for iLearn specifically, I know that we will have more than just one training because there's a lot of ground to cover in terms of the different aspects of providing a digital classroom and for all our other tools. You can also contact, we have as Zinat was saying, we have a huge team that can provide support. And as you onboard to your classes and to your respective colleges, there will also be a particular IT one-on-one orientation provided by that college's IT team. That our colleagues over there will contact you, and you'll be able to get a more in-depth training there. And you can also, through IT service desk, request for training for a particular request or skill that you'd need.
Thank you, Vlad. Thank you, Hardy. That was
Yeah.
that was great.
You just
Jace, Hardy, you want to take it?
sorry, Jace. What would be before the 30th? If you could just clarify. Vlad, do you have an answer to that? Sorry, being contacted by the department IT person. Would it be before the 30th, or would it be after, maybe when the new semester's underway? Oh, because you start teaching on if you start teaching on the 30th, it'll definitely before the 30th.
It'll most probably be before the 30th. I think once you've been onboarded and the admin for your college will contact our IT as well to provide one-to-one orientations, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Jason, we'll obviously there's a quite a small number of new faculty on this particular forum, so look, we're happy to take that away. We can find out, we can drop you an email. We're happy to take that and we will, we can get in touch with you. That's no problem. But as I said, if you'd like to get some information right away, just drop an email to itservicedesk@aus.edu.
Also, most of the training we are providing will begin before the 30th, of course, but will carry forward across the semester just to provide you further and further knowledge and information on how to better provide a digital classroom.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions?
No questions? Is everybody good to go? Just to add to the training, just before before Zena closes off, trainings aren't limited to just software. Maybe you have an issue with your hardware, you don't know which laptop to buy, which desktop to buy. We can give you one-on-one advice on what's the best practice in looking for a laptop, or which processor do I need, which hard drive do I need, what's best. So it's not limited to just software. So hardware's there as well. But yeah, that's all from my side.
Fantastic. One last opportunity. Any more questions, either in the chat or with practicing the hand raising function here, which is just next to the video icon, if anyone has anything.
I have a question.
What did I have for lunch? I had a lot of coffee. That's why I'm speaking so fast.
Yeah,
All right.
no, that's all from my side.
Yeah, and I also think it's probably just worth noting that Hardy is actually in a different time zone right now. He's in England, so this is probably before lunch for Hardy. Hence, he's likely to be interested in what Vlad has already had for lunch here in the
Gives me some
UAE.
ideas. Gives me some
Exactly.
ideas. And I promise I'm not in a dungeon or a prison or anything. It's just, it's the garage, yeah. Get some energy. Nice one.
Well, thank you, everybody. We hope that this was useful. We hope that you will feel, you've got what you need in order to, probably the main questions that you have would be around contact, who do I go to if I need help? We hope that we've covered that off, as well as giving you a bit of a, a wider look at the IT team and the teams that are actually working behind the scenes to make the show happen, so to speak. It's been lovely to meet you all virtually, and on behalf of David Blacklaws, the Director of ICT and Information Security, and the entire IT team, thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you to Hardy and Vlad, my lovely colleagues, who have been working tirelessly as well on various orientation-related activities. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nareen.